I didn't want to go. Hello, 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 everyone. Happy Thursday night. I am TU Nap, and I have with me the amazing Dr. Michael Gross.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
We pop on every Thursday night. Michael has a powerful message to share with you that he channels from the true source. And what I do is I put all his contact information in the comments. If you have questions, I encourage you to put them in the comments, and we'll share them with Michael when he gets done with his message. I am thrilled to pieces to introduce all of you who don't really know who Michael is yet. He's the author of the Spiritual Primer. He's a transformational coach. He's my incredible spiritual mentor. He woke up my soul. One day I'll have to tell you that story, but I love him to death because he is such an inspiration in my life. He has been in the world of metaphysics, right, Michael?
Yes.
For I'm thinking probably 40 years or more. It's been part of his life for so long. He just breathes the essence of the true source, and I'm just thrilled that he's able to come and take the time to be with us every Thursday night for half an hour or so. So on that note, I'll put all his contact information in the comments so that you can connect with him and get your own complimentary consultation from him. And I'm going to go ahead and mute myself out. Michael has a beautiful topic that he's selected. And here we go, Michael. The floor is all yours.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me. I thought this evening we would do something interesting and explain how your life is created and how you create your life, how you can change it, enhance it, or whatever you so desire to do. And I'd like to start with the premise that everything is energy. We're all energies, body's energy, molecules, atoms, protons, electrons, particles, all the facets and assets of the universe are within your body because the universe has one energy. It's all energy. But that energy it has is what we call in our languaging unconditional love. So I'd like to spend a minute and review and go over a little bit about energy. And so what I desire to do is to explain energy in a very simple way. So let's take a look at a wire and it's got electrical energy. And the electrical energy is just standing there or sitting there. And you desire, and I want to be able to cook with it. I want to heat my house, air conditioning, I want to have light. I want to do all these beautiful things with it, run my furnace, so on and so forth. And so you plug it in, you hook up that energy, and you demanded, you showed it what you wanted to do. That's how you got heat, light, electricity, able to cook, and so on. Or maybe you're going to use it to power your lawnmower or whatever you desire to do. But you determine how that energy is used. But then again, we look at the electrical energy. And let's supposing you take it and you want to play with it and you touch the end of it, you get shocked. Or maybe you mess around with it and the wire gets a little bit broken and you don't pay attention and it can create a short, which will affect your electrical box, or you could start a fire. Or perhaps, as you know, and it's sad to say this, but you can electrocute somebody. So is it the electricity's fault that these negative things happen and positive things? Or is it how you're using the energy of the electricity to accomplish whatever you so desire? That's something for you to think about. Let's stretch this out a little bit further. So, all energy is neutral. It's all neutral. It's how you use the energy. Okay, so Michael, I understand electrical energy. That's great. But how does that apply to me? Let's go a little bit further. And when we go a little further, there are three main energy points in your body. Literally, there are hundreds and hundreds, but we're going to concentrate on the three because some people are a little bit technical. The first one is the gastrointestinal system. Some people call it the gut, the stomach. I call it the gastrointestinal system. That's how you internalize everything. And then there's the heart chakra. That's another energy point. And the heart chakra, just imagine the heart, and there's a layer on top of it that has an energy of unconditional love, allowingness, and non judgmental called love. And then the heart chakra. Have you ever heard anyone say, "Oh, my heart hurts"? Well, they're not having a heart attack, but they're having emotion. Then there's the brain. Now we know the brain has electrical energy because there's an electroencephalogram. And what does it do? It measures the brain waves. And they're able to measure the brain waves on a graph. Now we look at the three different areas. Now let's talk about your thoughts. So your thoughts automatically goes from your gastrointestinal to the heart chakra, zoom right to the brain. And it can do it in milliseconds. Then that thought is there. Well, energy can never be destroyed. It can never, ever. You could slow it down. You can block it temporarily, but it never can be destroyed. So let's stretch this out a little further. If it can't be destroyed, there's a collection point somewhere that we have created. It's called the universal band of energy. And that's a collection point. We can imagine there's a computer and the software is your thoughts and it's collected in there, but it's moving around energetically like this. And with the right vibration, you can manifest learning whatever you so desire. So you've heard of Tesla, and Tesla was a beautiful soul and he invented many, many things. And they say he would meditate in his mind. He created the perfect machine or whatever he desired to create, and actually went to the universal band of energy, saw how to construct it. And 99% of the times when he put it in the physical, it worked. But he never bothered to patent it because he thought, I'll always improve it. And not only that, but everybody should share it. Well, if you look back in history, we had DC, direct current of energy, and AC. And the problem with DC is you had to have a receiving station, had to energize and move it every, 10, 20 miles, 5 miles, whatever it was. Where AC could go long distances. And Thomas Edison was jealous, and Thomas Edison tried to prove that AC was dangerous. He also electrocuted an elephant, which is horrible, but they can get away with that in the 1900s. But eventually, what do we have? We have AC current because you can travel long distances. But he knew that. But think about the AC traveling long distances. So your thoughts are electrical. Well, every thought is electrically magnetic. What does it mean? Well, when you're sending out energy, it attracts it. Like you took the electrical wiring and you put it together to power your house or whatever you desire to do. So thinking about that, your thoughts create your life. Now, if you want to accept that and think about it for a moment, and I hope you all accept it, then you suddenly realize if my thoughts create my life. I want to give you some examples. So let's suppose you're going for your driver's license. And you think, I got to pass it. I want to pass it. I want to really pass it the first time. And you think about it. And then you get a little nervous and you go out. And 99% will pass the first time. Some souls will take 2 and 3. Why? Because I got to pass it, but I probably won't. I probably screw up. That's right. See, energy, when you send out the message, doesn't judge. It's just neutral. It has no consciousness. It has no emotion. And it does not judge. It's just there. Therefore, when you put out a thought, it's a magnetic. It goes out to the ethers and attracts what you're thinking. It doesn't say whether it's right or wrong for you. So, oh, that's what Michael wants. Okay. And it happens. Then you say, well, why doesn't it happen all the time? And the quite thing is that if you have some doubt, that's another thought. That's another energy. So it goes out there and goes, stops. And then something comes on to block it because you're sitting there and doubting it. Well, I remember one of my former students at a workshop. We were talking about manifesting prosperity and abundance. And she said, it's not working. I said, what are you doing? Well, I ask for it every day, but it hasn't happened. Yeah, I know it'll happen, but it hasn't happened yet. I said, you're blocking. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Well, why are you saying it hasn't happened yet? we got to look at our thoughts. Your thoughts create your body. And we're getting messages. And the example I've used is I remember when I had my children and we had these baby foods in these little containers. BeechNet was one, and there were Heinz, and I don't know what the other brands were. And so my wife would give my let's say my daughter some squash, some string beans, and maybe chicken, and she would eat it till she was full. And then there was breakfast cereal or whatever she had, and then she would warm up and serve the same thing in the afternoon. She wouldn't touch it. Absolutely wouldn't touch it. So then she said, well, I'm going to have to try. So it was roast beef and peas and let's say corn, and she would eat it. And then the next day, she would have the food she turned down. Why? Because she was listening to her body. Now we're talking about a baby. You said, well, what is a baby? Let me tell you. A baby knows what's right and wrong, can feel emotions more so than we can. I've had situations where, I'll just give you a quick example. There was a woman who came to me who struggled. She struggled with self-worth. And we discovered that when she was in the womb, her mother said, I wish I never had this baby. So she confronted her mother with that. And she said, how'd you know? I never told anybody. Well, what does that tell you? The messages go through in the womb. What is the message? It's energy. Everything is energy. Noise is energy. Color is energy. Grass is energy. Your television, your telephone has energy. Everything is energy. Then we turn around and we don't listen to our bodies. You say, boy, I'm upset. I'm angry. And then you eat too much food and you crave carbs or whatever you do. And then you come down with diabetes. Well, how did that happen? You created. No, I didn't. No, I didn't. Did you listen to your body? Did you eat the right kind of food? Well, no. So we're constantly creating our life, our bodies through our thoughts. You know, the old story is, go skiing, I'll break my foot or break my ankle. 5 years later, see, I told you to, I went skiing and I broke my ankle. Well, you manifested it. Thought I'd share a little story. I was performing a wedding. I was on the stage and it was like 5 feet high and there was no backstop. And I was backing up to let the wedding group on there. And I got the edge and fell off. And I immediately said, protect me. I need protect me. Body, I'm in harmony and balance. Immediately, I fell, landed on my tush, got up, walked around. No aches, no pains, nothing. Exactly nothing. And it's like they applauded me. I said, thank you. But other than my tush being a little sore, that was it. And I went on to perform it, never got a bruise, black and blue or anything. So let's stretch this a little further. One of the great things we humans are is great in beating ourselves up and taking, I shouldn't have done this, I shouldn't have done that. And do you ever notice when you ask somebody for a suggestion, they are experts in your field, experts. They know nothing. But there's messages we get. When a person says, well, I'll give you an example. This one person went to Mexico and I hadn't seen her about 9 months. And I said, hey, I see you got a haircut. You look great. What do you mean by that? And she jumped all over me. And my friend said, hey, he's just giving you a compliment. What's wrong with you? And then I discovered she didn't like her haircut. So she thought I was being judgmental. She just was reading what she feared. I said complimentary. She made it into a fear, a judgment. So it's pretty interesting. If you understand the way people are reacting when they criticize or judge you, it's something they're afraid of or have a doubt. But that applies to you too. When you say something that's negative, I always try when I can to compliment someone in some different ways. And a simple compliment was perfect. So in the old days, when I was in marketing and sales, there's a store called Filene's, which is like one of the Saks Fifth Avenue or something like that. And I would go in those days we wore silk ties. And of course, in marketing and sales, I had to look really dressed, as we would say, spiffy or perfect. So I'd go to this one woman and I said, "This, I want to match something that looks good with the suit." And she would help me. And one day I walked in and I said to her, "Hi, how you doing?" "I'm doing fine." She said, "You know what? You look fabulous. You know, you helped me so much with my ties." "Really?" And she smiled. She said, "You made my day." What was my investment? 10 seconds for a compliment. That's it. So the reason I'm bringing that out is when somebody says something to you and you're not sure, say, "Could you explain what you mean?" "I'm not sure." "Well, I'm complimenting you." "Oh, thank you." And immediately, if somebody says something, we're always comparing the past with the present, which predicts the future. How do you like that one? Past predicts the present, which predicts the future. So we're always thinking everything they say is happening in the moment, in the now. So picture yourself as this huge energy, ball of energy, or like a computer. And anything you bring up that appears to be in the past always goes into the present. And then if you accept it in the present, becomes the future. So I say to someone, in my example, some of you know this, would you like a hot fudge sundae with your favorite ice cream? Yeah, immediately. Would you like a hot fudge sundae with jalapeno peppers and then sauerkraut? No, but you immediately thought of that. So why did I say jalapeno peppers and sauerkraut? And you immediately said no. You're accessing information and a situation that you wouldn't do it. Now I have to tell you, I would try it because I'm that kind of crazy person. I don't know, I'll try it. I go, yuck. But I would try it because that's the way I am. Nevertheless, I'd be very cautious and aware of it. So your thoughts and your belief systems are always creating your life in the moment. And the moment is what happens. And one of my students said, there is no yesterday, there is no tomorrow, there is only the now and forever. But how do we really relate? We're always thinking about the past. We're thinking about the present. And we're in the moment. The very, very little time do we spend enjoying the moment. But there are times you go out and go, boy, the sun is beautiful. I can smell the flowers. It's really great. You're living in the moment. So what kind of energy are you projecting into what I call the ethers? Joy and happiness. Now, we all talk about unconditional love and allowingness and non-judgmentalness. The energy of the true source, which we call God sometimes, which I call the true source, is one frequency, one energy, unconditional love. Well, that's not what it says in the Bible or this. Well, who said that? Somebody wrote it. That was their judgment. But you see, energy is constant. Energy can never be stopped or eliminated, can be slowed down, blocked temporarily, but is always there. So, as the true source said to me, what you think you create, and what you create you experience. Do you ever think about that? Then I get yes, but, yes, but, yes, but. Right. So then people argue with me, go, perfect, thank you. Because you know what true source said? Don't argue with foolish. Because you're not going to win. They're so busy trying to prove their point that they want to lay in this energy of doubt, fear, anxiety, whatever they want to languish in, or pity or poor. But how do some people become very wealthy and others don't? Because of their belief system. How do they heal when you take a placebo and a new medicine and you're healed? Well, that's just a sugar pill. Well, how did that happen? What you think you create, what you create, you experience. Oh, this pill's going to heal my whatever, and it does. That's how powerful you are. Your thoughts create. What are your thoughts? Energy. It creates that. But then I get some people, well, I tried it for 3.7 milliseconds, nothing happened. Whoa. Well, let's stop for a minute. How long have you had this doubt in your body or thoughts? Well, 27 years. Do you think 0.27 milliseconds going to cure it? It can, by the way. It can really do that. But until you accept it, it may take you a couple of weeks or a couple of months or whatever, how long you want to delay it or accept it. Most important thing is when you're manifesting, remember you're thinking something, whatever it is, just let it happen. It's not your time frame, not your personal ego's time frame. It's the universe's time frame. And guess who's part of the universe? You are. Just let it happen. Sometimes there's a delay because it's got to cut through all this falderall and all the blocks and all the doubts and all that stuff. It's like it has to have a machete and cut down the tall grass and the trees to get to you. Other times it's like this. Sometimes you thought, I'd like a parking spot in front of Costco or Kohl's or wherever you're going. So today I went to Costco and I want a parking spot close because I want to walk a long way. And then I went around the corner, went here, and there was one. Very close, within 40 seconds, 35 seconds of the front door. And all they said, I just want a parking spot in front. Then I was busy driving, watching traffic, doing all these things. And there it was. How much energy did I put into it? Very little. But I believed I was going to get that parking spot. Well, how do you believe it? I didn't doubt it. I just said it, and that's it. And I thought, that's it. It'll be there. And there it was. Of course, then you get some of the beautiful souls. Well, is it going to be in front? Will it be next to another car? Will it have enough room for me to get in there? Can I open my door? Or is it going to be too close? Is it going to rain? Or do I have to leave my windows open? Stop it. Just know that when you're manifesting something, part of it comes from your soul. And your soul wants everything perfect for you. Perfect, perfect, perfect. What's your definition of perfect? Everybody's definition is perfect. But for the soul, it's what you plan to create in your life to bring you love and joy and happiness. I'm just checking the time. So I desire all of you to understand that you are the SOUL creator of your life, and your thoughts create. We're going to go into this a lot deeper next week. Kind of leave you hanging. And next week, we're going to discover, some of you may remember that in the old days when you went to the movie, they had serials or whatever, or you're watching YouTube and said, tune in to this for part 2. Well, tune in this for part 2. Thank you for joining me. I'd like to talk about something else that's really, really very key. And there's a couple of things that are happening. So those of you who are watching this on the second Saturday of every month at 9:55 a.m. Pacific time to 11:01 Pacific time, I do what is called mass consciousness healing. This is so dear to my heart. You see, we incarnated here because we are the solution to make a difference. And our thoughts and our energy make a difference. And what we do is we chat for a few minutes at 9:55, then sometime around 10 or 10:01 to 11:01. What we do is we go into a deep meditation. But here's the exciting part. We open up our heart and our consciousness to the one and only vibration that comes from the true source. Unconditional love. It travels through your body. And then like a lotus flower, it opens up and covers this planet. And you'll be surprised who shows up. We've had family members show up, non-believers said, gee, I saw my mom and dad. Jesus Christ has showed up. Krishna showed up. The archangels Michael and Raphael. Buddha showed up. And there have been your guides and other archangels have shown up. And you'll feel their love. And it will change your energy and thoughts for the coming month. And then we do it again next month. So it's the second Saturday. And we do this on freeconferencecall.com. So you can be in your pajamas or whatever, when we'll never know. But I encourage you to help us make a difference. It's being non-judgmental. Do you tell them how they can contact this?
Absolutely. And we have a few questions for you too. But on that mass consciousness healing, you dial in to this conference line. It's 202-926-1059. And the access code, Michael?
125-446-pound. One more time, please.
202-926-1059. And the code, Michael?
125-446-pound. I would encourage all of you to help us. What's the cost? Nothing. What's the reward? You're full of love, and nothing negative can live in the energy of love. Now, using that same code, that same telephone number, every Tuesday evening, 6:30 p.m. Pacific time to 7:30 p.m. Pacific time, it's called Soul Awakening. And I invite all of you to be there. And again, any questions you have about spirituality, hopefully I can answer it. Then I leave a 10-minute message. Even if you remember all these things or experience them, but you may have forgotten it. And it's really a beautiful thing. And it's a beautiful thing because remember, you are unlimited, which is my motto. But Tio, tell them again how they can contact us on freeconferencecall.com.
Absolutely. That number is 202-926-1059. And access code?
125-446-pound. One more time, please.
202-926-1059. And the access code, Michael?
125-446-pound. Also, that 10-minute message. And there are 493 or 4 or 5 of them. They're recorded. And you can access this, let's supposing you're feeling out of sorts, you're tired, you're stuck in traffic. It's on the phone. You can hear it. It will change your life. And what is interesting about it is there's no nomenclature. And I said to the True Source, oh, I forgot the name on True Source. No, you didn't. You want to read through 493 or 4 different labels? No, I don't have the patience. Tell them start number 3, which it does, and whatever number, like 218, number 173, number 92, whatever. You know what I get back? Gee, Michael, it's just what I just needed to hear. So Tio, tell them how they can contact that and get that information.
Absolutely. That number is 434-300-4170. And the access code, Michael?
125-446-pound. Remember, start at number 3 and up. One more time, please.
434-300-4170. And the code, Michael?
125-446-pound. One other thing, and that is if you go to Dr. Michael B. Gross, YouTube, all these recordings that Tio and I have done, which is a couple hundred, I think. Am I correct? And there are also some messages with a beautiful photograph, award-winning photographer, Tio Knapp, with a quote, and there's an audio attached to it when you go to YouTube. Or you can watch us live, whatever you prefer to do. And remember, it's Dr. Michael B. Gross, YouTube, not the urologist, but the intuitive. So I would recommend all of you. You're a little bored. What do you got to lose? You may learn something or you'll feel better. So I would encourage all of you to do that. Also, I'd like to remind all of you that I'm offering for all the new members a complimentary session. 20 minutes, sometimes it'll be longer, but it'll be a minimum of 20 minutes. I'm not going to sell you anything. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to give you an offer. And if you sign up today, you'll save $1 million. All I'm going to say, if I can be any of your help, please let me know. Thank you very much. And that's it. Those of you who experienced that, they know that. You'll know if it's right or you want to work with me more or not. You'll know. And it's fine, whatever it is. So I just wanted to make you aware of that. Now, before we continue, Tio, you said there are some questions or comments.
Yes, sir. And you have hearts.
Oh,
and
thank you.
You're welcome. The first question is karma energy?
Yes, it is. Karma is energy. Everything is energy. Are your thoughts energy? The wind is energy. Food is energy. Remember, if you're thinking about something, because you're thinking about the karma, it's energy. Your thoughts are energy. Good question. The karma, I want to just add, is nothing but an experience, right? That's all it is. Well, what is the experience? Something you came here to learn. It's always positive, although you may say it's challenging. I can tell you some stories, but I'm not to go into this, but it stopped people from going to jail or whatever for something that they got accused of. And we worked with them to release the karma, and that case was thrown out of court. It's that powerful. Or there are other things that are going on in your life. So remember, karma is nothing but an experience to empower you. And it's temporary. It can be 10 minutes long when I work with you, an hour long, or you can choose it for the rest of your life. For me, I don't want it the rest of my life. I just want to get it over with. Hope that answers your question.
Perfect. We also have some comments here from Darshan. He said, we are all energy vibrating at different frequencies. And then he said, people say what they say and do what they do. How you react is always up to you. And then he also comes up with a question down here. Or maybe it's not a question. It's actually another comment. Yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, but every day is a brand new gift. That's why it's called the present.
Beautiful. Thank you for your wonderful comments.
And that's all we have for questions and comments right now.
All right. Well, there's something else I'd like to share with you. And there's a nonprofit corporation, a 501c3, called the International Institute of Self-Empowerment. It's a long story. When Spirit told me, true source, I had to set it up, 12 arms, 12 different divisions. And I said, yes, didn't know which one. But I listen. I don't argue. I don't debate. I've learned too much. Don't argue, just do it. So I did, and it came into being. And then I had the honor of mentoring and coaching Tio, who wrote a book called Healing the Holes of Your Soul. She talked about all the abuse and everything she went through. And I asked her to be the director of abuse in the Institute. And she agreed. And then there's something beautiful. She made me a little birthday gift, and it was some of my quotes and some beautiful award-winning photography. Then through that, we talked about it, and said, let's do a booklet with your quotes, and I'll provide the pictures. I said, that's really great. So this is what has occurred. It's called You Are Unlimited. It sells for $39.95. It's kind of expensive. You know why? Because it's color, and color is very expensive to do. There are 100 award-winning color photographs, and all the proceeds, 100%, goes to the Institute. And guess what? It's tax deductible because we're a 501c3. The $39.95 includes shipping and handling and tax. We pay it all. It's not on Amazon.com, not yet, because they take a big slice of the money. So what I would suggest, if you're interested, this is a beautiful, wonderful thing. It's good on your coffee table. Tia will tell you how to, obtain it. You can order it, and it's $39.95. You can use your credit card. You can use a debit card. You can send a check, whatever you so desire. You can do that. And in the future, you're going to be helping abused women, children, and men. So I would encourage you to think about this. And one of my clients I was working with, and she was having a rough time, said, well, open up the book. She opened up the page. Oh, my goodness. That's what I'm going through. That's what I need to do. I said, yep. There's a reason why you open to that page. Now, I realize there's 365 days in a year. Yes, I know that. These are only 100 photographs, 100 words of wisdom. However, even if you repeat it once or twice or more, it will tell you, that's what I got to achieve in my day. So all of you, take advantage of this. Know it's a good deed. You're helping others. because you are unlimited and you're helping others become unlimited.
I'd like
Tia,
to
I know
share a
you
couple
put
quotes.
down how they can obtain it, correct?
Absolutely. This quote that I was just showing you. Okay, that picture, it says, when you feel all hope is gone, truly surrender and let go of everything. That is the moment when all the answers arrive. And I love the fact that we also had this one that I shared. I mean, there are 100 pictures, 100 quotes, and I love every single one of them. And I'll just leave you with this. Have you ever thought that your path in life is determined by listening to your soul and not your ego? Definitely, definitely, definitely get your hands on this book. And how you do that is you contact Michael or myself, either email or you can phone us, and we will make sure that you get a signed copy delivered to you. There's no extra charges. It's just the price that Michael mentioned, which is $39.95. We take care of the shipping and everything else. So definitely connect with us. The contact information is in the comments. And if all that fails, you can always leave us a message on Messenger through Facebook. So definitely, definitely, this can change your life. I've already had people that just, they pour into the whole book and then they're like, I'm going to look at this every day, and each day I'll have a different thought to move myself through the day and stay positive. So thank you, Michael, for all your wonderful quotes in here.
And thank you for all the award-winning photography you've done. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Everyone, I want to wish you joy, happiness. Join us on Saturday, second Saturday of every month. And now you understand a little bit more about energy. So what you think you create, what you create, you experience. And tune in for part 2
You're
next
right.
week. So thank you, everyone. Stay well. And remember, you are unlimited.
Limited.
Namaste. We love
Namaste.
you all. Take care.
I love you.